Okay, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, when I say
Kahala Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Today we're going to talk about trusting in the Most High rather than trusting in your own knowledge, okay? That might sound counterintuitive, but you're not to trust into yourself, but trust in the Most High. There will be a time when we're to trust in ourselves because Yahweh Shai resides within our spirits, resides within us, those of us that are of the hopeful elect. But right now we have the scriptures. We have the scriptures of the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai. So, until Esau makes it a mandate where, the Bible will be banned, because that will come a time where we were going to have to recall these scriptures off heart, and that leads into the kingdom, because in the kingdom, these scriptures are going to be in our inward parts, which means it's going to be nature. Everything that we teach and we read and we've studied in this society, in this kingdom, is going to be nature in Yahweh's kingdom. Okay, so the brother's going to get, we'll start at Proverbs chapter 3, and we'll read from the first verse to go to the 7th verse.
Okay. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
Now, I say this a lot, but it's a good reminder. The word heart in the Hebrew goes back to the word lab, right? And the word lab means your mind. So, read that one more time.
My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
Let your mind keep these commandments, okay? That comes through what? Through studying, reading, conversations, holy conversations with brothers, and most importantly, application. Because there's a different, there's wisdom in theorizing and thinking and meditating. There's wisdom in meditation, but there's also wisdom in application. And when you have both, that's the whole pie. You know what I mean? And you can't just have one half of the pie.
Okay. Verse 2. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Yahweh and man. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Don't lean onto your own understanding. What does that mean exactly? Because that's kind of a general and broad statement. Well, let's take it down and break it down in a biological sense. When you're born into this world, okay, you don't have the scriptures yet, right? So everything you know, all your wisdom and understanding is based off of what's in this world. Your parents, your friends, the school system when you go to school, okay, TV, and the technology. Everything, even including food, man. Food will warp your mind as well, because all these chemicals and everything. A lot of kids have, so many mental illnesses like ADHD and so on and so forth, and it warps their understanding of certain things because they can't focus and whatnot and whatever Esau says, but they have these diseases because of the food. So there's so many, the world is already tainting your mind, and your understanding has already tainted your mind and your understanding as soon as you come out the womb. So by nature, you can't, just by that logic alone, you should not be leaning on your own understanding, because your own understanding is tainted, right? You get doctrines from, you get things. The thing is, with this world, you'll get understanding from this world, and then you'll get another understanding from this world, and both understandings will contradict each other. That's confusion, but that's in you. That's why most people in this world, man, everybody who does not have the truth is lost, because they're filled of contradictions, right? So it makes sense when the Most High says not to lean on your own understanding. See, the scriptures haven't been tainted. No matter what Jake says, no matter what Esau has tried to do, the scriptures have not been tainted. You know, they've been sealed, which have made it look like they've been tainted, but we already know, according to the scriptures, that they were sealed to the world, but open to the elect. When Yahushua had his disciples, he talked in parables. And they asked him, why are you, roughly paraphrasing, why are you talking in parables? He says, because it is only for you to understand and not for them. That's heavy. You know?
Verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
So in everything you do, in everything you say, in everything you think, you have to acknowledge the Lord. You have to take it into perspective as you are a living representation of the Most High, both in mind, body, and spirit. So the conversations you have, you're representing the Most High and His Son. So if you're talking about nonsense to people who are of the world, you're disrespecting the Most High and His Son. If you're thinking about nonsense, you're disrespecting the Most High and His Son. If you're doing nonsense, you're disrespecting the Most High and His Son. Because you're in the truth. You were giving a knowledge. And with this knowledge comes a certain kind of standard, a responsibility. Right? With great power comes great responsibility. And this is power.
Verse 7. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord, and depart from evil. That was 7.
That was it?
Yeah.
7? Okay, now get Proverbs 28 and 26. So the brother just finished reading, be not wise in thine own eyes, man, but fear the Most High. It's important because the scripture also say the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So if you're not fearing the Lord, you actually don't have any wisdom.
It's just that simple.
It really is.
Proverbs 28 and 26. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool.
Whew, heavy. This is very true. You know, a good example of that is here on this world, we all say we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. Humans are not perfect. But why is it that we have pride then? It makes complete no sense.
It's confusion.
It's confusion. How are you going to say you're not perfect, but yet you trust in yourself? Here there is a book that's perfect, has been broken down to you. And when it was broken down to you, there was no holes. You couldn't find any holes. Therefore, it's been perfect. You've been studying the people who preach this truth, and they've combated with so many different people who've come up against this truth. And the men that stood for this truth have never lost, and yet you would rather trust in your own self than to trust in something that has never lost. That makes no sense. And that's why the scriptures say he that trusted in himself or in his own heart, in his own mind, is a fool. All right?
Start up again. 26. Yeah. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he should be delivered.
Delivered, bro. Delivered from what? Destruction. In the end of the day, it's about what are you doing, what are you saying, what are you thinking to get yourself delivered, to get yourself out of this destruction that's coming. See, it gets deep because people of this world that may be wise, they're only wise in according to things that are not expedient. You know, that really, because yeah, you could be wise in school, you could be a doctor, you could be a brain surgeon, but is being a brain surgeon going to save you from a missile?
Nope.
You know what I mean? You could be a mechanic, you could be what's his name, Tesla. You know?
Elon Musk.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Tuah, that's a spirit. Yeah. Elon Musk. You could be Elon Musk. And this guy is regarded as a wise man in this world. But his wisdom can't save him from the missiles. That's heavy, man. That's a heavy point to think about. You know? But we, okay, that are of the hopeful elect, all we do is fear the Most High and keep His commandments to the best of our abilities, and that alone is giving us salvation, Lord willing. All right.